Hi, my name's Olivia Loiacano, and you're watching My Life's Playbook on ASU TV, Channel 18.
Welcome to My Life's Playbook. I'm your host, Olivia Anderson, where I get the story of athletes. We have A-State golfer Olivia Loiacano here with us. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to shoot some golf with you the other day, y'all. I shot a little bit, and I found out that I totally suck. So,
She was pretty good.
no, I was poochies.
No,
Don't try to
she was
cover it
good.
up. No.
She was pretty good.
Well, thank you for that. I actually enjoyed myself. I haven't done that in a while. The last time I was on the golf course is when I was driving it, and actually ran into a rail when I was little. So I should have known then not to even go there. But again, thank you for being here. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say and what your story is all about. Now, we know that you are a golfer here and everything, and a lot of the time, an athlete does a sport, they start, real young to their childhood. So for you, how did golf start for you, and when did it start for you?
Golf started when I could walk, basically. It was like my dad would always be at the hospital, and whenever he'd come home, he'd want to go relax, and so he'd head out to the golf course. And so if we wanted to spend time with our father, then we'd have to go out to the golf course. And so he just showed us everything and how to hit, how to swing, and I basically learned all of the basics from him. And when we moved here, I really got focused on playing golf and playing competitively. But it's always been a very family-oriented sport for us.
That's fun. So you said family. How many siblings do you?
I have 2 older sisters and an older brother.
All right. And they went here, right? Like your brother?
Jennifer and Matthew.
Okay.
Well, Matthew still goes here, but Jennifer also went here, and she played college golf, and Matt also plays college golf.
Right.
So that's pretty exciting.
Right. And then that must be fun, like, 'cause I'm sure people bring her up often.
Yeah. Some of my teammates actually played with my sister, so it's always fun being able to hear, like, how she was, and they always say, you remind me just of your sister.
Right. That happens.
So I'll be saying something, and my teammate Inslee will be like, if I wasn't looking at you, I would have thought it was Jennifer behind me talking. So that's good.
That's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the other sister?
Sarah. Sarah plays, but she never played competitively.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever the family gets together around Christmas and Thanksgiving, we'll all go out and play together, which is a lot of fun.
Right. And it's so funny because it's always that one sibling.
Yeah.
And in my family, I guess it's technically 2 of us. My oldest sister, she doesn't do any sports, but at least I'm doing something sport related, right? I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And I played sports a little bit back in the day, but like I said before, I'm retired, so I'm not going back, especially after that.
But she's gonna take up golf.
Oh, right. Okay, so you're not originally from Jonesboro. You're from?
Bay St. Louis, Mississippi.
Okay, all right. And so when did you make that move?
We made the move in 2005 after Hurricane Katrina, and my parents went looking for jobs in different places, and they came to Jonesboro, and they really liked it, so we all moved here.
All right, awesome. And just, you mentioned Hurricane Katrina. Just describe a little bit about that experience, for you and your family.
There's not really a right word to describe it, but I guess a word to describe it would be tragic, or I don't know, mind-blowing maybe?
All right.
But I guess the best word would be shocking.
Yeah.
Because when we went through it, we didn't really think of like the extent of what was going to actually happen. Of course, like, we'd been through many smaller hurricanes, but we'd never had one quite that large.
Right.
And so, like, whenever we found out, like, we were in our house when it was happening, and so the water got up to 9 feet, which is the entire first floor of our house.
Wow.
And looking out the second story window, it was up to 15, 17 feet. And I guess we didn't really realize or think that it would ever be that bad. But our aunt and uncle lived across the street from us, and so looking out our window, we could barely see the like tip of the roof.
That'd be crazy, right?
Yeah, and it's just like you don't really think about it, especially when I was 10 years old. Like I wasn't thinking, oh my gosh, what's happening?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
thinking, well, there's a lot of water and it
What
smells.
am I supposed to do now?
But all I was thinking is, I know how to swim, and my family knows how to swim, so I think we can get out of here if we had to.
All right.
But instead, we just waited in our second story for all the water to go out. It took 8-9 hours.
That's a
And
long time.
I think the most shocking part after was laying in our house, and you heard nothing.
Just like now. Just
Nothing.
complete silence.
Just complete silence.
Yeah.
Like no air conditioning, no cars, no bugs, no dogs barking.
Nothing.
Complete silence. And then you'd look outside and you'd see all of the stars. Because there's no electricity going, there's no running water, there's nothing but complete silence and darkness.
And so as a kid, all of that just happening at one time, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, like.
It's kind of like almost going camping for the first time, I'd guess. Because you're out there.
Yeah.
But we got through it. We lost all of our cars. We went walking around after the storm, which you had to wear long pants and tennis shoes, because if you got cut by anything, you'd get infected easily, because there's just so much bacteria everywhere. It was all sewage water, and like when the water first started coming into our house, it came up through toilets, through outlets, through the sinks. It knocked down our back door because the water pressure was just so high. And then all of it came rushing in. Like, it took no time for it to fill up our house.
Right. And then forever for it to like.
Forever for it to go out.
Right. That's
But,
exactly how it is.
I mean, that was the storm. We heard about, there were just elderly people who couldn't get out of their houses, and obviously they passed away. But the majority of people were prepared enough to get out of there. But no one knew that whenever they came back, they'd see their house completely to the slab, just gone.
Just gone, yeah.
It's all out into the ocean
Yeah.
now, but
Yeah.
you'd hear about cars and just all this stuff into the ocean now, and nobody'd go in there for years.
Right.
Some people still don't want to go in there just
Right.
because you never know what's going to be in there.
You never know. Yeah, you're
But
right.
after the storm, you just hear crazy stories, and people would spray paint signs and put them on their houses and say no trespassing, because, I mean,
Yeah.
I was just thinking, what would you want to
What-
trespass for?
Right. Why?
It's
Yeah,
just
exactly. That's
muck
the first-
and
Right.
it's stuff you can't salvage.
Yeah. Well, you're right, and it's good that now you're in a good state. And so, you know, when we come back, we're going to hear more about Olivia's story. So don't go away, because you're watching My Life's Playbook.
ALS is a tough disease to fight, relentlessly progressive. We have no therapy for it, and virtually everyone who gets the disease ultimately succumbs to it. How do we stop this? How do we break through ALS? The ALS Therapy Alliance has been instrumental in discovery and treatment. The issue is being willing to take risks where we think there's a very high payback. We are a team of fighters. Randy is a fighter. Help us break through ALS.
Thank you.
Dad, we need to talk. If you're not gonna listen to me, who will you listen to? Jeff.
Is that Marcia Gay Harden?
I think so.
You're getting older.
Not that old.
Your brain is changing. It's natural.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, honey, I've got experience with this. Jeffrey, brain health is all about making the most of your brain as you age and helping you stay on top of your game.
Really?
Oh, where did she go?
But all I'm saying
I'm
is...
not talking about this anymore.
Lisa, there are things you can do to help you stay sharp and reduce the risk to your brain. Trust me, it's worth it.
Oh, so you talked to her about this, but not me.
Learn what you can do to help keep your brain healthy at brainhealth.gov.
All right, folks, you're back watching Olivia Loiacano make that beautiful shot in the hole. And it's so nice to have you and hearing about your story and Katrina and going back to that experience and everything and experiencing the water and, you know, you being just a kid and, you know, all this happening at one time, you and your family. So after everything had happened, what was kind of like that next step, like that next thought in your mind?
Well, like the real thought you have to take with something that happens like that, like any kind of tragedy that happens, is something good can come of it. And so, I mean, without that happening and us moving, I never would be here. I wouldn't be talking to you.
Right.
I wouldn't be playing, well, hopefully I'd be playing college golf, but I wouldn't be playing here most likely. But I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be at ASU, and I just love it. Like, none of this would have happened if that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
And a lot of stuff is like that in life.
And so, yeah, and it's like you said, even when bad things happen to good people, you know, it's like some people find that positive energy, find something good out of it, and take something away from it. And so, with that being said, after that happened, did it influence your mind in any type of way or encourage you to, you know, think some type of way or, you know, do something? I
mean, I guess the real thing is to think of the positives. You think of, well, I still have my family. I know, like, a lot of materialistic things were gone, and you think, well, my home's gone, the school I've always gone to is gone, but I still have my family. I still have all of these abilities, and you just have to think of persevering through the bad times and making yourself a better person.
Right.
And so I think that's a big thing that it taught me, was just make yourself a better person.
And that's good. And so with you, you know, that lesson that you've got from that, is that, I guess, influenced you in your study of field, or what do you do? What is your major?
My major is biology with a minor in psychology. And I'm pre-med, and I'm hoping to eventually go to medical school, which is extremely competitive.
Yeah.
But I just really have the desire to help people, because after Hurricane Katrina, there were so many people who came down to the coastal area to help. And so seeing that and volunteering, I just enjoy helping people, and I think going into the medical field, I'll be able to achieve that. Which obviously, doctors help people every day, nurses help people every day. But even without the medical field, there are many ways people can help each other.
Right. And you said that your father, he's in the medical field as well.
My father's an anesthesiologist, and my mom's a nurse. And so I've kind of been raised around a healthcare background. But none of my other siblings have gone in that direction. So I just kind of picked up the gauntlet, and I'm running with it right now.
Right. So you think, like, even if Hurricane Katrina didn't happen, you still would have, like, veered into the medical field?
Most
regardless?
definitely.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a veterinarian because I loved animals. Yeah. Like, who doesn't like animals? Right. But as I got older, I was like, I want to be just like my dad. He's one of my biggest heroes. But I mean, I just think being a doctor is what I'm being called for. Yeah. But we'll see when I get there.
We'll see what happens. And so how was your studies and everything? Is it going well?
Everything's going well. Right. Before I came here, I was studying for another test for bio of the cell, which I'll have tomorrow. But I'm really enjoying it. I love biology, and I love chemistry, and I just like finding out how things work, basically. But I wasn't trying to go into engineering. Right. Wasn't going that route.
No, not for me. So I'm sure you enjoy volunteering and all that. What have you done with volunteer projects?
Recently with the golf team, we did Miracle League,
Okay.
which I really enjoyed. I had so much fun doing it. We went out to the softball fields off of Caraway, and Miracle League is basically softball for special needs people. And so we go out there and we just cheer them on. We're basically their crowd, their supporters, and their audience. And I just had so much fun.
Blast, huh?
I had so much fun. And it's really inspiring. It is one of the most inspirational things I've done because everyone faces different challenges in life.
Right.
And I mean, it's just being able to see from a different perspective. And it just makes you grateful for what you have and grateful to be able to support others. And so I was just really excited to do that. And I was really excited that it was with the team. That it makes it so much more
better.
fun.
Yeah. To have everyone there, and with athletics, it's always that family atmosphere anyway.
I love, like, that's one of the best parts about being on the team is that's one of our big points that we make about the team is that we're a family. And because we have girls who come from the UK, from France, from all over,
Yeah.
and they don't have their family here.
Yep, that's true.
And so we all have to bond, and we're together 24/7.
You have
and
to bond.
we have to. Otherwise, you're not going to have any fun.
Yeah, you're right.
And being as busy and as stressed out as we all get, you need fun. You need to
really
have
do.
fun.
You're so right. And that's a good point that you made. And it's such a blessing for you to have that heart of gold to want to help people and volunteer. And I think that's really awesome, despite your heavy schedule. Because we know as athletes, it is, y'all do a whole lot. Yeah, but we want to thank you again for being here. And we actually have the most, well, in my opinion, one of the most interesting segments on the show, which is our question and answer session. So the audience members have asked you some questions, and when we come back, Olivia is going to answer them. So stay tuned because you're watching My Life's Playbook.
In the past 50 years, we've made a lot of progress in smoking prevention. But if we don't do more, 1 out of every 13 children alive today will die early from smoking. That's 5.6 million precious lives we can save. Together, we can make the next generation tobacco-free.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. For as long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
If you are just tuning in, you are watching My Life's Playbook, and I am here with Olivia Loiacano. We've had such a wonderful time talking to her about her story. And so as you all may know, it is time for the question and answer session. So here we go. First one is from Sean Brock. Who is the best golfer in the Loiacano family?
We actually have a golf tournament each year, or we try to, where everyone comes in around Christmas or Thanksgiving, and we all play against each other, which is a ton of fun. But I think my dad's actually the best out of all of us. Because, I mean, he taught all of us, and so he's just basically the pro of the family. But Matt beats me sometimes. Sometimes I beat him. Sometimes Jen comes out of nowhere and beats both of us.
Where did he come from, man?
Yeah, it's all over the place, but I'd say my dad.
Okay. Who was a close second?
My mom.
Oh, okay. You was gonna say my mom. Yeah.
You can't pick favorites.
Yeah, you can. I know it. You can't do it. You're smart. You don't get in trouble. The next one is from Christian Himbold, who inspired you to play golf, which we talked about earlier. You said it was your dad.
My dad, definitely, because, I mean, daddy's little girl, like, you just want to be right there beside him.
Right.
And so he's a big part of this whole startup.
Right, of everything.
Yeah, everything. So I'd say my dad.
All right. Well, thank you, Daddy. All right. And the next one is from Eric Kiesler. He asks, how are the tan lines?
Oh, gosh. Well, okay, Eric's actually in my oral comm class, and we had to dress up for our speech the other day. And I had on high heels, and it obviously looks like I'm wearing socks. Yeah, I wear permanent socks everywhere.
Yeah.
People make fun of me in high school, but I'm just like, at least I'm doing something with my life.
What's up?
What's up? But socks, V-neck, arms, everywhere.
Yeah.
Tan lines are bad.
Oh, man.
And there's just no time to go lay out because being a collegiate athlete, you have to practice all day, every day.
All the time, every day, pretty much.
So they're permanently there. That's why I like the winter, because I can wear boots. Don't have to wear chacos or sandals.
Right.
So wintertime is my favorite.
Right. So now with Eric, tan lines where? Okay. The next one is from Yolanda Young Mural, and she asks, how do you encourage, or are you a role model for young girls who want to play golf when they are older?
Well, that was a big thing I discovered at a young age, was that I was one of the only girls out there, which was really depressing at that age because you're thinking there's no one to play with.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big part of golf, was it taught me how to be okay and how to have fun being alone.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, I really hope that younger girls do pick up golf.
Right.
And I hope that they do invest in it, because there's so many unclaimed scholarships for women's golf, which was a big thing because everyone's always looking for money to pay for school.
That's right.
And golf is a great way to do it.
Right.
So I really do hope that younger girls pick up golf, because there's so many life lessons you can learn from it.
Right. And so would you say, as your personal testament to young girls, that you mentioned perseverance earlier, so would you say that's kind of like your testament to?
I think everyone starting out, they just hate golf because it's really hard. It's very frustrating. But if you persevere and you keep playing it, and it teaches you discipline, and it teaches you how to be truthful, how not to cheat yourself. Because if you do cheat yourself in life or on the golf course, you're not going to get anywhere and you're not going to get better.
You said it.
And so I think just there's so many things that golf can teach you. And I think that it's a very great sport for young girls to play. Even though it sounds completely boring, it's a lot of fun.
No, I believe you. No, I'm sure it's great. And our last question is from Worth the Wait 22. And she asks, is the silence during a game good or a bad thing?
That's a really tough one. Because when you're on the golf course and you've hit a shot and you're walking to your next shot, there's a ton of time to think. And the more thinking you do, sometimes the worse you play. But golf is supposed to be a sport that relaxes you, when in fact sometimes it can stress you out even worse. But that's something I've been working on, is not thinking so much. Because one of my most memorable rounds is when I won overall state for Arkansas, and I barely remember that round. It's because I wasn't thinking. And I think when you're playing golf and you don't think, that's when you play your best. But sometimes the silence is really bad. But whenever I have my family up there and I make a putt for birdie and they all clap, it's really exciting. But being at a professional tournament like the St. Jude and you see one of the major professionals like Phil make a putt and you hear the entire crowd just roar. It's really awesome, and I hope to do that one day. Like, that'd be great, just to have a crowd of people clapping for me.
No, there you go. I got you, girl, right here. I'm already claiming it for you.
Thanks.
Well, thank you again. It was a pleasure having you, and just to have another girl on the show. You know, it's been a lot of guys, so it has some girl time, some girl chat. Okay, well, as always, submit your questions to Facebook or Twitter, and even comment. We love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to hashtag MyLife'sPB and see what the chat is about. Well, that's it for this edition of My Life's Playbook, but stick around for Playbook news after this. Don't forget to keep up with us on social media. You never know who could be next. I'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Hello?
It's me.
Hey, what's up?
I was wondering if, after all these years, you would like to meet.
We just met last week. Why are you wanting to meet again?
To go over everything?
Everything? What are you talking about?
They say time's supposed to heal, but I ain't done much healing, girl.
Is everything okay?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be.
When did you go to California? And what are you talking about?
When we were younger and free.
Okay, well, you've got to be a little more detailed than that, because I've known you for pretty much all my life, and I don't know what you're talking about.
I've forgotten how it felt.
Me too, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Before this world fell at our feet.
Okay, I dropped an ice cream cone on your shoes one time. The world is not gonna fall apart because I dropped ice cream on your shoes one time.
There's such a difference between us.
This phone call went from 0 to 100 real quick, so... Hello?
And a million miles.
Okay, no.
She clearly doesn't care anymore.
Watch My Life's Playbook with Adija Anderson on ASU TV, Channel 18.
What's up, guys? You're watching Playbook News with Adija Anderson, and do I have news for you? The Kansas City Royals beat the New York Mets for its first championship in 30 years. Man, it's a long time. The Royals were down 2-0 when it kicked things into gear, and the Royals scored 2 runs and gathered 5 more in the 12th for a sweet home run final score of 7-2. Seattle Seahawks wide receiver Ricardo Lockett took a hard hit by Cowboys safety Jeff Heath. Lockett laid on the ground for several minutes as the medical team members surrounded. After halftime, he was reported to have full movement but taken to the hospital for a concussion. Lockett had surgery on his neck due to ligament damage, and Coach Pete Carroll made a statement that Lockett will unfortunately be out for the rest of the season. Now check this out. Who knew that other NBA players aside from LeBron James had acting chops, right? Well, San Antonio Spurs' Tim Duncan and Tony Parker, along with other teammates, are featuring in HEB commercials, a grocery store company promoting its product while, of course, using their charm. Go to HEB.com to see Patty Mills tell the team to toss another burger on the Barbie. Now keep howling for Lady Wolves basketball against Henderson State tonight at home. I'm Adija Anderson, and good night.